Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Turner here from thediscipleproject.net, here with a video for you today, going live today because I just didn't have time to record it, but I want to talk to you today how I plan my week. And what I'm using here, if you're not familiar with it, is my youth ministry playbook. And there'll be a link down in the description below if you're interested in this. It doesn't come as a binder, it comes as a PDF, but I recommend you just go ahead and print it off and then put it inside the binder here. So when I'm planning my week, I start with my month. So here I am in the month of March. And so when I'm planning out my week, and maybe the challenges you have is, what do you do with your week, right? Just for context, I am a small church, small youth group, youth pastor, part-time. So I have other jobs and responsibilities and other things. So I make sure I limit my activities as far as the youth goes to one activity a month. And so I go ahead and I get my calendar out and I start marking down some things that I want to do. So right here, starting on this day here, I had a student speak, and that was last night, in fact. Did an awesome job, and that takes a little bit of responsibility, as far as at least speaking responsibility for a night. So I make sure that that's on the calendar. I make sure things like I have a date here where I'm going to Oak Mountain to do what's called a report card review to help a school mentor students through their grading period. So that's going to be fun. And then I just have here, as far as this, a new series that I'm doing for the youth. So I'm going to do that. Now, what are my March goals, right? So because I've only been at the church for about 7 weeks, my main goal is to build momentum, right? So I've been there 7 weeks, and I have a goal that to build momentum, and I'll even put in here towards summer, because I'm thinking about summer camp, right? So towards summer, specifically, I want to talk about camp, because as I build students, build them up individually, and then also build the group numerically. At least that's my goal and my hope. I can't force anything, but I can. That's my goal. I want to be able to motivate students to love their friends enough to be able to, invite friends to a community of students, a community of believers that's going to care for them, and that's going to be worth their time and worth putting themselves out there to do that. Now, I also put on there spring forward. That's the clock. You got to spring forward and be able to have that there. And this is actually when spring starts. Now, why do I put that on there? Well, because I know that the weather is going to get warmer. And so because of that, I want to start doing more outdoor activities. So one of my other March goals is going to be outdoor activities. And that involves, usually I'm going to probably buy a volleyball net and set that up. We have a couple of students who like to play volleyball in our youth group. So I think volleyball is going to be good. And we have a small youth area, as far as a hallway, and we got some big boys. And as you put big guys in a small area, things can just get busted up. They just knock into each other just by walking down the hall, and they push each other and they do crazy stuff. And so I want to have more outdoor activities, which means volleyball net. It could be setting up kickball, and it also could be setting up a fire pit, right? Just for some outdoor activities so that students are not tearing up the inside of things that are going on. So that's kind of a month. And once again, I'm still adding things as I go along here. I know that I have a dinner date going on over here, so I got to put that down. I just got reminded of that. And so I want to make sure I put that down. And I leave space, by the way. I think in doing this, you don't have to fill up a whole calendar. I only have one activity this month. Now, I put on here work day for the youth, but I think I'm going to switch that over. I think I'm going to make that April, okay? So I think I'm going to put that in April as our activity for the month, that we're going to have a work day and buying pizza, and we're going to paint the room, and we're going to do some things with that to be able to instill some vision and all that kind of good stuff. But I have one activity, and that is going to Winter Jam. So that's going to be our big activity for the month. So now when I go over to here and I go to my weekly stuff, well, how does my week look like? So, I'm going to have for the week. Let me go over to this one. There we go. So the week of the 7th, which is this week, I'm going to create content. So I'll be making videos just like this. Be sure to, by the way, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, and you'll get videos in like this in your inbox on a regular basis. And I'll be doing things like this, how to plan your week, or maybe a new game or something like that. But subscribe, and you'll get an assortment of all kinds of things that you can use in your youth ministry. So Monday is going to be kind of a create content kind of a day. I'll plan my podcast, all that kind of stuff, and then Tuesday I have what's called a first priority meeting. I am a first priority rep. And First Priority, if you don't know, if you just go to, I think it's firstpriority.org, it is a Bible club for schools, student-led. I don't do anything but facilitate, and that's what I do. So I know I have a meeting on that Tuesday, but I'm also going to Huntsville to go do some work, do something up there. Then Wednesday, in addition to youth meeting, I know you shouldn't have to put that on there, at least in your brain you don't, but I think I need to just put that on there. Youth meeting, I have youth meeting that night. During the day, because it impacts, what I'm doing. I'm taking 9:30 to 12, and I'm going to a school to help mentor students with their report cards. And so I'm doing that and helping facilitate that. Thursday, I got my morning routine, which is I go to the high school and have first priority there. That night, I have some time hanging out with friends. And can I tell you what? You need to schedule in hanging out time with your friends outside the church. These are not folks in the church. These are folks outside the church that I connect with. Friday, then I have junior. I have the middle school that I'm doing first priority at, and then Winter Jam is happening on the 12th there. Once again, I have some open space. I don't try to plan. I mean, they say this, the old saying, and I live by it, is that either you fill your calendar up or somebody else will. So I make sure that my calendar is well planned, that if something tries to create chaos or those type of things in my schedule, I can have the permission to say no because I'm filling those things out, okay? I'm making sure those things. So my week goals, at least for next week, this is my next week's thing here, I need to double check and secure spots on the bus. So when I'm doing Winter Jam and I do a sign up, I have a friend of mine who's works at a church not too far away, and he's taking the students to Winter Jam, and he's got some buses. I have no vehicle, no van to take students, and so I need to make sure that I secure that for about 15 students. I want to have 15 students go, and I want to make sure that he has 15 spots on his bus. So my priorities for the week are to make sure that I call TJ about the bus, and one of my other priorities is to post about camp deposits. So I want to make sure that I put something in on the Facebook group and to parents and other people to make sure they know that coming in April, there is a deposit due. So I've already let them know the weeks, and now I'm letting them know about that. So then once I've got through this and planning my week, I have what I have for my month, kind of put my month on there. And then I have my weekly plan that I do. Then that's when I get to my monthly to-dos, right? Then I can put all this on there, event to-do list, and that's my Winter Jam, okay? And that is call TJ and do sign up, okay? So I know that's going to be for this month that I need to make sure I do that. All this other stuff I'm not going to bore you with, but I have this book has a monthly to-do, so you know exactly what your priorities are. Students I need to follow up with, all that kind of good stuff. And then at the end of the month, I do a month review, and I'll do a month review for you in the future of how I review my month, and I'll show you what I did in the month. So, and then also I will show you how I do my budget and how I work out that. So, all right, but that is it for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for a little while. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to put some videos over here that if you're interested in how I actually plan my youth meetings, I'm going to put that over here somewhere. And then I'm going to put a playlist where I actually break down the every piece of a youth meeting and how to plan your youth meeting piece by piece, everything from announcements to altar time. So I'm going to put that down there, and don't forget, right over here somewhere probably will be the subscribe button. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you being a part of the live video. Leave me some comments down below too. What do you think of this? How do you plan your week? What is the most difficult thing that that you face in your planning process, whether it's monthly planning, weekly planning, event planning, whatever that is, leave me a comment. So that's it for today, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.